but there was just the slightest of an opening, and watch Brook contort his body after the nice little dump off from Dante. Here he is right here. I mean, yeah, he just forces the issue, turns to the side, and draws enough contact to warrant the foul.
John Collins picks up the personal.
This is a Hawk team that has really been playing exceptional basketball. 10-3 for the month of April. Bogdanovich averaging 21 points for the month. 49% from the field. And a lot of this the last few games without Trae Young. They call them the underdogs. That's what Bogdanovich has labeled the Brandon Goodwins and himself and other players, Solomon Hill, Herter, the underdogs.
Bogdanovich turns the corner, gets into the paint.
And that's too easy for a guy that has his kind of floater game. He has started out as the point guard for this starting unit, the primary ball handler.
Kevin Herter for three. He's a 37% three-point shooter.
Again, young ball player just kind of finding himself. I expect that percentage to continue to increase. He's got that kind of a stroke. Nice.
Chris Middleton able to get the ball to go through the rim.
And make no mistake, his teammates understand he was 0 for 6. Very very uncash money-like performance. So they're going to do everything they can to help him find the looks he needs to get going early.
Missed 6 yesterday, missed his first. So that second shot was a big one for him. Collins hits the three.
Another great in terms of potential young player, John Collins. Last 3 games, 16, 9, 59%.
Clint. DiVincenzo drives Bogdanovich to the rim. Solomon Hill, and now Herter works with Bogdanovich. Good job by DiVincenzo getting to the corner. Capella comes out of the post to set the screen for Herter.
That's a tough shot, but I mean, Brook Lopez played it in drop coverage as well as you can play it. Kept vision of Capella on the roll, kept vision of Herter until Dante could contest, but Herter just makes it difficult kind of semi-runner on the baseline.
Giannis.
Talk about tough shots. That's that old Wilt Chamberlain one-legged fadeaway. Dirk Nowitzki.
Drew Holiday called for the foul as he tried to stay with Bogdanovich.
This is a tough shot by Herter. I mean, just a quick little sidestep to his right to create a little more separation, and then Giannis going to lean back on that left foot, create separation of his own against Collins inside.
First foul on Holiday, first on the Bucks. 7:31 remaining in the first quarter.
I like the way the Bucks are locked in right now.
Good energy,
yep.
And they're starting to show me that they are understanding where they are in the season and what's coming next.
I mean, like 5 guys on one hand, 5 fingers on one hand, everybody in perfect cohesion defensively with the rotations and coverage. So far, it's still early, but you're right. It's all about trying to get ready for the postseason.
Bogdanovich able to turn the corner again.
And so you say, well, what about that, MJ? What about, you're going to give up something. These guys are too good on this level to shut down everything.
A rim out 3 for Chris Middleton.
So you see how much Bogdanovich can hurt you with that little runner off of ball screens right in there before you make the adjustment. You can switch, you can blitz, you got some options. You can go to zone. You got some options now, Jim.
Herter the miss, the Bucks covered that well.
Yeah, it wasn't always the case the last couple of years in terms of just sticking to that primary drop coverage.
That works. Giannis hits the 3 straight away.
Well, this is the time to go for the heat check. See what it feels like. See what it looks like from deep for Giannis.
.6:28 to play in the first quarter. Giannis Let it fly. Mr. Antetokounmpo hits the triple. At the 6:28 mark in the first quarter, Atlanta leads by 4, 16-12. Time now for the Taco Bell take, Marcus.
Well, let's take a look at the two best offenses in the East in the month of April. No April Fool's joke here. These two.
DeAndre Hunter had 33. He's out tonight with a sore knee.
Talking about Capella against the Knicks when he got hurt. He had 25 points and 22 rebounds. The NBA's leading rebounder. Clint Capella's found a home here in Atlanta. Not defending Giannis, but other than that, he's been really effective. But again, they're not going to double Giannis for the most part. Going to play him containment defense, and that's kind of the area that you're susceptible to.
Atlanta lost to the Knicks on Wednesday. That cost them the tiebreaker and the 4th seed. And then they came back at home on Friday and beat Miami. Took the tiebreaker with the Heat, keeping Miami in the rear view.
And that's one of the things that the coaching staff was really proud of, the fact that it was a tough loss to the Knicks. They bounced back. And as we know, beat an always well-coached, tough Miami Heat basketball team and really pulled away from them in the 4th quarter. And Lou Williams' defense, big reason behind that. That's right, I said Lou Williams' defense.
Ball knocked away. It stays on this end.
Kind of playoff type games. And Chris Middleton, I don't know what he's complaining about. The ball went off his fingertips. It's a good call by the official.
Danilo Gallinari is in the game. Gallinari gave it up, and the shot was missed badly. Solomon Hill wide to the left.
There's just one guy that you have to make knockdown shots. It's not him, not the Rooster, not Mr. 8, born August 8, 1988. Not Gallinari. He is incredible shooting the basketball, 3-point shots, and free throws. Leads the league at almost 94%.
He missed 6 games before coming back for Friday's Miami game. Bryn Forbes behind the line, late on the shot clock. Solomon Hill the rebound. Quickly ahead for Brandon Goodwin.
And see, there's that active defense I talked about. They're not going to create a lot of turnovers, but they're going to make you work and have to score contested jumpers, contested at the rim. You see that?
Flying in for the block. Middleton's on a mission, you can tell.
He is, but John Collins
is on a mission as well.
He is on a mission in transition. But Collins is a super athletic rim protector for this team. And with no Clint Capella on the floor, he assumes that role with passion.
Middleton for 3.
Assume this jumper, young fella. Assume the position.
Chris Middleton working hard after yesterday's tough outing against Philadelphia. He has 5 points, 2 of 6 tonight. 1 of 2. He nails this one. The Bucks down 1 to the Hawks. Time for tonight's Key Stat presented by Menards. This is what the Bucks did this season against Philadelphia. Until just recently, the top team in the East, the Bucks swept 3 games from the Sixers.
Oh, not the big bad 76ers. Yeah, but they'll say, well, that's without Ben Simmons on Thursday and Simmons and Embiid on Saturday, but hey, you can't control that. All you can do is go out there and play the best basketball you can, and judging by those stats, the Bucks accomplished that goal.
You know Doc Rivers. Do you think he might think he has the Bucks right where he wants them?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he does. I mean, not that the Bucks will have a false sense of security or be complacent, but he can use this for his team.
Right.
This team has spanked your behinds 3 games this year. They think they own you. We've got something to prove. This young man here, I mean, he missed 25 games. The knee injury came back, started out slowly, but he is heated up in a hurry.
Bogdanovich had 7. Drew Holiday, 4. He scored the first 2 for the Bucks tonight. Gallinari in the paint. In traffic, yes.
Really found a nice niche for himself down here in Atlanta, coming off the bench. Great in terms of attacking zone defenses from the middle. Got that mid-range game to go with the 3-point acumen also.
Clear out for Holiday. He shoots and hits over Gallinari.
Yeah, but you're too slow in the feet, big fella, to deal with this. Great job by Drew. Little crossover, step back, all in the same motion. Get that body going 2 directions at one time, which is humanly impossible. But it feels like it if you're Gallinari.
Lou Williams. Ball didn't get near the basket. Excellent defense. Back for Bobby Portis. Yes, he rattles home a 3.
You love the way Drew Holiday set that up. He pushed, had this energy like he was looking to attack, which forced the defenders to get into rim protection mode, knowing all along he was going to deal it back to Bobby Portis as a trailer.
The 3rd best 3-point shooter in the NBA, Bobby Portis. Bogdanovich isn't bad himself.
Almost 50, he's probably over 50% for the month now. He was like 49 plus coming in for the month of April. Bogdanovich.
He came into this game with 57 made threes, the most in the East, 2nd most in the league, and he has 2 in this game.
Watch this great job. Well, look at Drew. Look at the look on his face. He's in attack mode, and you see the rookie Okongwu. You know, he falls for the bait. He drops back to protect the rim, and he is the man responsible for defending Bobby Portis. He is nowhere to be found, but that was all set up by the guile of Drew Holiday.
Gallinari picks up his first. Former Hawk Jeff Teague enters the game with Giannis.
And great players, great point guard. Expressions and you know, changing the direction of their gaze and the intensity of their gaze, the look on their face. All set up. Don't fall for the okie doke. It was all a dream.
I thought I saw it. I thought I heard it. Yep. Bobby Portis is 2 for 2.
I tell you what, whatever he's doing, those after game shooting sessions, keep on doing them, big fella. He is so locked in from the perimeter right now, Bobby, all over the floor, but especially the perimeter. But you would have taken that shot.
Working against Okongwu. Herder the rebound. 18 seconds to play in the first.
Let's go, Hawks!
Here's a guy. You got to keep him from hurting you. Lou Williams, nice job getting it out of his hands by Jeff Teague.
He got it to Okongwu in the paint. That's the end of the first quarter. Time for the AT&T Fiber Fast Recap. The stats are as close as the score. There's really no advantage statistically. Milwaukee leads 29-26 in Atlanta. under the circumstances, of course, so you have to move fast to watch the Bucks live at Fiserv Forum. The Brooklyn Nets come to town for a mini-series. It starts on Sunday, May the 2nd. 29-26, opening seconds of the second quarter. There you see the stats close in the first. The Bucks have 3 blocks to 1 by Atlanta. No real separation. The Bucks' biggest lead has been 4, Atlanta 5. Inside, Pat Connaughton.
But I tell you what is happening is that, the Hawks shot their best shot. They came out, and again, it's still early. I'm not saying they can't regroup. They wanted to punch the Bucks in the mouth early. They did so. Bucks came back, punched him right back with even more vengeance. And right now, the Bucks are in a good position here to create some separation. Nice job, Pat Connaughton. He talks about making the game easier for Giannis by being in the right position. That time, the right position was the dunker area.
Brandon Goodwin penetrates, kicks it out. Herter still on the perimeter. Gallinari, a 3.
He is the one guy, the veteran, that can kind of shoot you back into this thing in terms of staying connected. Keep you back in, keep you in it.
DiVincenzo counted. Giannis with the feed.
But the Bucks are just really doing a nice job off the ball, finding those cutting lanes. They know that if they get open, Giannis commands so much attention. If he's not double teamed or seeing a crowd, he's seeing eyes. He's got eyes on him. And if eyes are on him, they're not on the responsibilities that you have as a defender. Pat Connaughton takes advantage. A couple of possessions ago, that time it was Dante DiVincenzo.
3-point play for Dante. The foul was on Onyeka Okongwu.
So it's different types of gravitational issues. The visual gravitational issues he's creating for the Hawks. There is such a thing.
That was a deft pass by Brandon Goodwin. Okongwu couldn't convert it.
Well, Giannis's presence, kind of psyched the youngster out just enough.
Portis the miss from distance. Gallinari challenged him and then leaked out, ran the floor, got the pass. Goodwin switches to the right hand. Giannis sealed it. Herter, very active, kept the dribble, hits the shot.
And you heard chatter out there. It's like Little League Baseball. Batter. You heard somebody just chattering up Herter when the shot clock was winding down. He did knock down a difficult shot, but just a great effort, verbally and physically.
Giannis just muscles through Gallinari.
Well, that's what you got to do. Gallinari, a great offensive player, never been known for being a defensive stopper, will give you a solid effort, but Giannis has got to continue to attack him at every opportunity. Going to keep him on the floor, make him pay for it.
Pat Connaughton is down, trying to get up. Didn't see him take a pop. Obviously, he did. Gallinari.
Yeah, just trying to aggressively establish post-up position, but you know what we say about Pat. That kind of stuff wakes him up. We'll watch the Gallinari right there. That's the second game in a row Pat has taken. The other day, he was able to kind of just shake that off.
Jeff Teague was called for a foul on the other end. Contact with Lou Williams.
But if Pat's going out of the game in a situation like that, it's got to hurt. I don't know what the damage is, but it's got to be painful for him to go to the bench.
Giannis tried a Drew Holiday for Bobby Portis with Middleton. Didn't work this time. Herter. Herter has scored 10 points with at least 1 3 in 13 straight games now. He has 13 points 1 for 3 on triples.
He along with Gallinari to a lesser degree, but he's keeping this team connected. 1-point basketball game.
Herder's scoring average this season, 12.2, and he has 13. Goodwin.
He's played well. Brandon Goodwin, 17 points against the Heat. Some big plays in the fourth quarter. Did a nice job getting to the basket. Not so much of a nice job on the finish. But the bench gave, they're giving Nate McMillan exactly what he wants. They bring some energy. They increase the intensity just a bit at the defensive end. Gallinari can knock down shots with the best of them from all over the floor.
Lou Williams committed the foul on Middleton. Probably a pretty good foul with Goodwin on the deck on the far end. He stopped the Bucks from a quick foray to the basket. Giannis has one made three. That one bounces away to Solomon Hill.
Lou Williams can take over games in terms of just being an instant bucket getter. His mind to it.
Bogdanovich trying to work with Capella. See ya. Block shot, Giannis. He gets Williams. Fast pace right now.
Yeah, and that's not something that the Hawks usually partake in. Just 24th in pace since the All-Star break.
Coach Budenholzer takes a timeout. His team is rest disadvantaged against Atlanta. The Bucks lead by 1.
Stop it.
Welcome back into Bucks basketball and Valley Sports. I'm Zora Stevenson. Over the course of the season, the Bucks have shown various attributes. They've shown they can score, improvements on the defensive end. They've also shown that they can play with the pass and move the basketball. They have shown they trust one another.
We instill confidence and positivity in each and one of our
process and takes time. Where this team is today is not where it was in December. Jim and Marcus, you all talked about trust yesterday when it came to the evolution of Drew and Giannis's ability to play off one another. And on JJ Redick's podcast, Drew revealed how it took time for Giannis to really trust him. Guys?
All part of the process.
It's still a work in progress between the two of them.
Bogdanovich lays it in, 12 points.
Good job by Bogdanovich keeping his dribble alive. Breakdown on the Bucks defense. Here's Pat back out on the floor after taking that shot to the chops. Bad passing decision on that possession. It's a great contest by Jeff Teague.
He shut down Lou Williams.
He flew out and just made himself long and active, and Lou Williams wasn't even close. Okay, all right. Do not be deterred.
Middleton 3 for 8, 7 points. Zor talked about trust and passing the ball. The Bucks sure moved it well against Philadelphia. They had a 69% assist to field goal made ratio. Milwaukee averages 58% for the season, and I was a little surprised. That is just under the league average of 60%.
Yeah. Good call. Good call by the official. You got to give that offensive player room to come down. You got to be clear of the restricted area, and none of those things happened on that possession. When you come over for weak side defense, Collins is there too early, and they're too deep. And he deep too. It's the offensive line. Now he's complaining, but take a look at that in the film session and understand that was the absolute correct call.
It had to hurt a little bit, didn't it?
Look, Lopez, 7 feet 280.
Man,
also,
DiVincenzo in the restricted area. Simone Jones.
one of the league's best three-point shooters this season. I mean, Trae Young, they're missing some pieces.
Tony at 57% behind the three-point line. He had been leading the league, but he doesn't have enough games to qualify at the moment. DiVincenzo, beautiful fake, and it rolls off the rim. Wow.
DeAndre Hunter, I think he gave the Bucks 33 the first time around.
Yes. Solomon Hill.
So that tells you, with all those key pieces missing, especially at the offensive end, just how hard this group is playing. They feel like they are in the midst of something special after Nick McMillan replaced Lloyd Pierce.
Middleton denied in the paint. Much of their success this month has been from prolific three-point shooting. Yeah. Bogdanovich just under 50% for the month, 49.6. He misses, and that ball is last touched by Capella. Gallinari over 48%, Goodwin 45, Lou Williams 42 plus.
I think they've got 4 guys over 42% for the month. You know, considering the minimums of shot attempts from the three-point line, there's only one other team, I believe, the Clippers, that have as many guys shooting that efficiently from long range. So Nick McMillan doing a nice job kind of opening things up offensively, and then just his guys starting to believe in themselves as a team.
Connaughton, Capella the rebound. If you're looking for a guy, it is Bogdanovich in April, averaging 21.5 points a game. His minutes are way up this month. He's making the most of them.
Thanks, fans. Time for Harris Cherokee Casino's Jackpot Shot Contest. And I'm here with my friend, Coast Guard veteran Mark. Now, Mark, you are not new to this. You are true to this because he's been a Hawks member for 10 seasons. We appreciate your loyalty and we appreciate you fighting and you working hard for your country. We love you. We thank you. I love you so much that I want you to make this shot. I want you to get this $10,000 because I think you deserve it. Don't y'all think so? All right. So if you make this shot, you get the 10 grand. What are you going to do with that money?
I'm going to invest it and pay some bills.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, good. Come on, let's do it. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You know what? You work.
Was, you know, maybe the best in terms of finishing with that offhand.
Drew Holiday hits the free throw. The Bucks lead by 4. Each team has led by 5 in the first half. Well done, Giannis from Drew Holiday.
You could hear the call on the sideline that the shot clock was winding down, and Drew had the presence of mind to recognize he could make one more pass. Don't get sped up unnecessarily.
I imagine his inner timepiece is pretty sharp. Bogdanovich has 14. You develop that innate sense of the timer, don't you?
Well, I was going to tell you a great story. John Killalay used to be Don Nelson's assistant, and he did this experiment with us when we were in the league about 2 years, and we could pretty much gauge within 2 to 3 seconds when that shot clock was at 5 seconds. You just kind of just knew. You know, you might be a couple seconds off, but
playing extremely well tonight.
Yes, he is.
He's 6 for 7 from the field.
And the Bucks needed that because Chris Middleton came out aggressive but has not been efficient. Just 3 for 9 early on. I think and I feel like that'll turn around if he continues to look for his own like he did coming out of the gate.
Bobby Portis running. Holiday finds him. Fouled by Herter. Well, the Bucks have needed every ounce of their energy tonight because Atlanta has come with plenty.
Yeah, that's a tough leaner by Drew. Great point guards always have their heads up, always looking down the floor. Bobby getting out in transition.
And now a message from Steinhoffels. The Bucks up 7. 46 seconds and change remaining in the second period. The third and final game between Milwaukee and Atlanta during the regular season.
Let's go.
The Bucks have won the first 2.
Bucks have dominated this team the last couple of years. Giannis has really made a major impact at the defensive end of the floor. Not just contesting, but just his position, just being in the right place at the right time. We saw Okongwu miss an easy layup inside because of his presence going vertical.
Giannis finds Bobby Portis. They set that up nicely. Shot bounces away to Solomon Hill.
Yeah, one of the rare times they double-teamed him.
At the end of the second quarter, Bogdanovich with the miss. He leads Atlanta with 14. The backcourt for the Hawks combining for 27 of the 43. Kevin Herter has 13 points. Drew Holiday doing a big number. 15 in the first half. Giannis with 11. 51-43. We go to the Bally Sports studio. We'll be back with the third quarter.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy, do you know Groot?
Hey, you know Thanos is the like shortcut of Thanasis?
Nobody go. This is tiki-toki. This is tiki-toki.
See me breakdance?
I don't know what this is going. Robot. Oh man. I mean, where's he practicing this? This should be his own halftime show.
Happy birthday.
Let's continue to let it fly. And this guy here.
Leading 51-43 in Atlanta. Let's check out the Toyota leading scores from the first half. Drew Holiday 15. Giannis has 11 with 9 rebounds. Bogdan Bogdanovic 14 points. Kevin Huerter 13. So 27 out of the starting backcourt for the Atlanta Hawks. The numbers are fairly close through a half, but the Bucks have been playing some defense.
They have indeed, and I've just been impressed with Giannis in terms of his impact on the game. You see him get a piece of the ball off the spin by Collins. Brook Lopez always going to be in the right position, one of the best in terms of contesting. And then watch Clint Capella. This is why the Hawks are number one in terms of roll man off the screen. He normally does a great job of finishing inside, but you've got pretty much 2 7-footers, Giannis and Brook, doing a great job just collapsing on him and making things awful difficult inside.
The Bucks have won 2 straight games. They have been dominating against Atlanta. We talked about that, winning 12 of the last 13 and 6 straight, the last 6. And they have won 3 straight in Atlanta. The last time a Milwaukee Bucks team won 4 straight games in Atlanta, you have to go all the way back to a period of time between October of 1970 and November of 1971. So it spanned the championship.
We're talking Sweet Lou Hudson and Pistol Pete Maravich pretty much, huh?
Yes.
Or thereabouts for the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, the Hawks had Dominique for quite a few years. Tough to win 4 straight games in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Tough to win anyway.
Well, Hubie Brown, great coaches, Mike Fratello, Hubie Brown. Yeah, some really good basketball teams. Like Chris Middleton's got to maintain his composure. He's complaining a lot on this play, but more great defense. And Chris has got a point. I mean, that's speaking of those great Hawk teams led by this man, the human highlight film.
Now he talks about highlights.
Yes, indeed. He's going to get T-shirts made up after one playoff series in the early 80s. I got dunked on by Dominique. Hand him out to everybody in our team, except for me because I was guarding. So he'd blow by me, and I'd be like, help. Help, Bob. Help, Harvey. Watch out, Junior. Duck.
He was something, wasn't he?
Yeah, man.
Unbelievable.
But he got that jump shot. He became unstoppable. Got a wedge.
Giannis developing his jump shot.
That's the great liberator. You get confidence in that jump shot. It just takes.
Floater for Brandon Goodwin.
Now, interesting that they are starting Goodwin more of an organizer, like you like to say, at the point guard position. So they've been going with a more conventional point guard as opposed to having Bogdanovich as a primary ball handler, and it's paying dividends. Even though that shot wasn't made, that's a good shot in transition because of Goodwin's presence. A little more speed.
And that puts Bogdanovich on the wing as well.
Yeah.
He can nail three-pointers.
Yeah,
Lopez inside.
And you get it out of his hands. So now he doesn't have that concern on his head trying to get things organized, get things set up every possession, and just focus on what he does best. And to that end, the Bucks, at least on this possession, start Drew Holiday. This team, Jim, #1 in the league in terms of roll man point per possession out of the ball screens. And Collins is a big part of that. Clint Capella also very, very adept at finishing on the move, on the catch.
Herter into the middle. Lopez has it. Herter down. The Bucks can play 5-on-4 if they hurry. Herter hustles back. Lopez 3. Giannis runs out to get back for defensive reasons.
What a luxury to have your 7-footer able to step out and just knock down the deep three ball.
Bogdanovich misses. Capella rebound and 2 points.
I tell you, this is a great adjustment by Nate McMillan. I mean, you just see a different kind of structure to the offense for the Hawks already with Goodwin on the floor as a primary ball handler.
Does that enhance their ability to get to the free throw line in any way?
Well, that could be an issue why they did not shoot a free throw in that first half. So now you've got some guys on that wing, especially Bogdanovich, that can attack from a more natural position as he does on this possession. Exactly. Well, there you go.
I thought about it when we were talking about him moving to the wing. It's the first time all season that Atlanta had not gone to the free throw line in the first half.
So this is where he's more comfortable on the wing, getting a little slip screen inside, and that was his own man, Clint Capella, that's going to just maul him.
You saw him lean into Holiday, so he might be one of those clever players who can draw a foul that way too.
Yeah, no, but again, it's not enough can be said for just taking that mental pressure off of I've got to come back, get the ball, I've got to bring it and advance it up the floor. Where I've played all my life and feel the most comfortable.
You and I have talked about it, and I mentioned it at halftime. Getting to the line is where teams want to be.
The free throw shot, 2 free throws, 1.55 per possession. That is the highest point per shot that there is. And so that's why we talked to Monty McCutcheon, the supervisor of officials. Guys are really working overtime, players trying to figure out how they can generate more free throws.
Capella fouls Giannis.
And at the other end of the spectrum, the mid-range shot is the least most valuable in terms of point per shot, and that's why the analytics people like to discourage shooting a preponderance of those unless you can shoot them like a Chris Middleton on a good night.
And think about it. You might think threes would produce the most points, but you'd have to hit 50% to get a point and a half out of that shot.
Yeah.
And very few do.
I think it's free throws, I think it's corner threes, then above the break threes, and then paint area non-restricted, and then the mid-range. The free throw, I mean, that's, the guys being able to initiate the pass. Now, I will say this, like that shot by Herter, because of the way defenses are structured now, players are looking to shoot that floater, get into that floater game a lot more this season than we've seen in the past couple of years.
Isn't a floater a mid-range shot?
Well, floaters are in that area. They're a little closer. They're in that
little bit closer.
That paint non-restricted area. So it's a little bit, it grades out a little bit easier. It's easy for me to say. I'm not trying to shoot it over Brook Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo on the move. But guys don't really practice that as much. They practice three-point shots probably more than any other shot. They practice pull-up shooting. But in terms of just floaters and catching and shooting on the move.
I guess where I was going with that, with the floater, is it seems like teams are getting back to more than just dunks and threes.
Yeah, they are. And that's what I'm saying. That's when I say guys are shooting that more than I've seen in the last 3 to 4 years. Because they were really discouraging.
I mean, that was a dirty word.
Yeah, no, without question.
3 or 4 years ago, mid-range shot.
But then you've got guys like Chris Paul, who's around 50+%, Chris Middleton, Devin Booker, and DeMar DeRozan kind of made it in vogue, especially in his days in Toronto. But he got criticized because he didn't shoot enough three-pointers. And Greg Popovich is a guy who embraces that mid-range game. The Spurs are always one of the top teams in the league in terms of their mid-range attempts.
Yeah, there was a time when you didn't talk about mid-range, and deep twos were a no-no.
The free throws, and I left out restricted area. Layups. Free throws first, then layups. Obviously the second highest value. And then the corner three, the above the break three. And there's Bogdanovich. So he's got that facet to his offensive game, which makes him really difficult to stop because you're forcing him into that area. You're forcing him up the three-point line. You make him have to make a contested floater. He's got the ability to do so.
The Bucks lead by 4. They have been up by 11. Atlanta has led by 5 early. DiVincenzo can't hit the corner three. Capella snares him.
Well, like what Nick McMillan has done with this team. I mean, they continue to compete. He helps them out by making the adjustment of putting a pure point guard on the floor, which has opened things up for them offensively.
DiVincenzo the foul. Atlanta is on a 9-2 run.
Now, you'd have to wonder, I know this is kind of the elephant in the room, but just how much of a personal aspect is going into Dante defending Bogdanovich just because they were two guys that were close to being traded for one another. Is there an element of, especially from Dante's aspect of, just kind of trying to make a point, trying to prove something? Haven't really seen evidence of that. Maybe an early possession between the two of them. But mainly it's kind of business as usual. Get out here and just try and get this W any way possible.
Yeah, that seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Bryn Forbes off the heel, across, rebounded by Atlanta.
And Bryn has been off on his three-point attempts so far in this game. And as you mentioned, thankfully the Hawks have not been much better.
Both teams in the 20s. Bucks 26.3 on threes, 5 of 19. Atlanta 5 for 22, just under 23%. The Bucks up 4. The Bucks lead 62-56, a little less than 6.5 to play in the third quarter. Let's go inside the play. Brought to you by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin.
Brook all wilted up. You saw the red, but watch this. Two bigs in perfect unison right there. Brook, great job with the tag on the roller. Watch Giannis contest, and then watch what Giannis does in terms of helping out Brook. After the pass is made, I got yours. Turns it into a tough kind of a reversal show and go maneuver by Capella that has no chance, but man, those two bigs are just doing a great job, Jim, of just covering for each other. And this Hawk team, #1 in the league in terms of roll man point per possession. But Brook was there to just totally shut down John Collins on the play, and then Giannis helps him out on Capella.
I imagine Brook Lopez appreciates having Spider-Man right next to him.
I mean, just that kind of backup, it gives you, it unlocks you to do several things. Right there, you're not worried about Capella because you know if I got you on the roller, Collins, you're gonna have my back in terms of making things tough on Capella inside.
Chris Middleton, beautiful. Spins away from Bogdanovich.
And he was starting his spin move before the ball actually got to his fingers. And that rolling out of the block start that you see in track and field, and Bogdanovich glued to the floor. Good job, yeah. Oh, what is that? Come on, ref, you're missing a great game. That's a great play.
Defensive three is the call.
Yeah, watch him. As soon as the ball barely gets to his hands, he's already gone. He's gone right there. And nothing Bogdanovich can do but just whiff at him. But a defensive 3-second call, but a great job once again by Giannis. Drew trying to explain, must have been on Drew. But Giannis made a great off-the-ball anticipation play to come up with would have been a steal if it weren't for the illegal D.
The computer showing technical foul on Lopez.
You don't mind. The officials are really reluctant to call more than one or two. Rarely do I see two.
Great job, Middleton, keeping it alive. Middleton picks it off the deck. 10 on the shot clock.
Great job because he knew he was going to get hit. Gave up the body. Yeah, good job. I don't know what Goodwin, who he thinks he is. He's trying to bang Chris at the elbow. And Chris just waited for that second bump and then went into a shooting motion. I'm a bet, young fella. That's free throws. I'm 90%. Watch the hustle here. He knows he's going to take the hit, takes the hit from the bigger guy, John Collins. Now watch him catch on the elbow against Brandon Goodwin. So there's bump right there. It's okay. You got a bump. Okay. I'm going to set you up for this second bump. And get to the free throw line.
Chris at the line for the first time tonight. Bobby Portis will check in. 5:18 to play in the third.
Saw some blood on the arm of Chris Middleton. You see welts on Brook Lopez, blood on Chris, bumping and banging. This has been a physical basketball game, but that's how Nate McMillan, that's his trademark. He grew up in that George Karl school of basketball. Here you go.
Giannis against Gallinari. Beautifully done. 17 points. Nice feed. Good one.
That's where that quickness and point guard mentality helps the Hawks. Nice.
Giannis with a deep catch. He's rolling. 19 points. John Collins has 13. Can't even keep up with the scoring here.
Well, they have absolutely nothing on that back line for Giannis. They're getting Collins out of there because he's defending Bobby Portis at the other end. Portis is a 48% three-point shooter.
Atlanta plays at the 22nd ranked pace in the league. This feels a lot faster than that.
It is a lot quicker, and so they're playing into your hands because the Bucks are used to playing at this pace. That's a nice job, Giannis. On the ISO against Gallinari, this time just up and over, two defenders inside on the screen and roll action.
Gallinari. Three rattles out of bounds. My goodness.
With those microphones. Under the basket or picking up all.
Profane lane.